There's one huge mistake that both home sellers and home buyers are making, and it's costing one of them the ability to buy a great property, and it's costing the other one the ability to get top dollar for their home, and this mistake is completely intertwined between both parties. Let's start with this example. If you hire a painter to come and paint their house, they don't come and start painting right away. First, they come and cover all the furniture with the drop cloths. Then they tape off all the windows. Then they're sanding down all the trim. You come back after a few days, eagerly seeing how much work has been done, and feels like nothing happened. Then you go off to lunch, come back in a couple of hours, check, and all the painting's done. How is this possible? It's because the majority of the work when it comes to painting is in the prep work, not the actual painting itself. So when it comes to selling your house, the majority of the work to get it sold is actually done months before a home buyer ever steps foot in it. So what does that mean for yourself as a home seller? Well, the 3 Ds: decluttering, depersonalizing, and deep cleaning. By decluttering, I mean removing both items from shelves and walls, as well as potentially removing furniture from rooms. This makes the space feel bigger, and when buyers are walking through the home, they're focusing on how great the room feels as opposed to looking at all the different decorations that you have up on your walls. Deep cleaning is self-explanatory. Nobody wants to go tour a house that's filthy, has stuff on the walls, or got some kind of weird smell going on. And yes, we do need to still depersonalize, take all the pictures off the walls and shelves. It does help a buyer visualize themselves living in the home as opposed to being somebody else's property. Past clients of mine had even brought in a stager to do a consultation on how to arrange their furniture and their belongings in their house to make it present as best as possible, and I've seen it make a world of difference. By the way, my name is Dimitri Kessin. I'm a local realtor here in the Boston and Greater Boston area with Caldwell Banker. If you want to talk about your specific housing goals, whether it's for this year or 5 years out, all my contact information is in the description below. The other must-do when selling your home are fixing small repairs and touching up wall and paint trim, sometimes even painting walls completely if they're in poor condition. If you have a uniquely painted room, I would suggest painting it a neutral color, as it is going to attract a bigger audience of potential home buyers. And if you have a room that's painted a dark color, for example, I would highly recommend painting it a bright color, because that alone will make the space feel larger.
Time for a crazy story.
My clients got an accepted offer on an incredible home in the town they were looking for in a great neighborhood. House was fantastic. 2 weeks later, they sent me a text message saying that they found the old listing on Zillow. And what had happened was the owners had previously tried to sell it on their own, but were unsuccessful in doing so. At which point, then they brought in a realtor, and the only changes they made were rearranging some of the furniture, repainting a few of the rooms, and putting together a professional marketing package for them. But here's the crazy part. The text message my clients sent me were, "Dimitri, if we saw this house originally listed, we would have not even went to look at it." Now, the house was still in the same neighborhood, great curb appeal, same bedroom count, same bathroom count, backyard was awesome, still had the finished basement. Everything, big picture, was the same, but the way it was presented online, they went from currently having an accepted offer to they wouldn't have even looked at the house the way it was shown. And this rolls right into the #1 mistake that home buyers are making, which is not buying, or in some cases not even looking at a home because it has ugly carpets, bad paint, the overall aesthetic isn't what they're looking for, and it's not HD TV ready. I understand not everyone has the ability or the time and money to do a full gut renovation, but that's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is that once the seller moves all their stuff out, you can put on a new coat of paint, which I believe we all have the capability to spend a few weekends and paint some walls and trim. And then on top of that, sometimes the flooring isn't great or the carpet has kind of been beat up. I think that replacing your carpet with vinyl floor or a laminate floor can make the biggest difference, and overall is not a huge expense. And then when you get your personal belongings in there, it can feel like a completely different house. The most important factors when searching for a home are location, both in terms of neighborhood and area and what's around the house, the overall size of the home, both inside and your exterior space, and then the general layout. Otherwise, anything can be changed inside of a home over time, but unfortunately you can't turn back time and buy that house at a fraction of what it's going to be worth in the future.